Hey everyone, it's Levi with Member Solutions over here on Villain Support, of course. I, like the description says, I totally didn't forget what day it was and made dinner early because the kids didn't want to have like any of the meals that I was thinking of cooking up from scratch. So it was a whatever dinner night, and that meant leftovers and adding to it. So here's my dinner, real fast, real quick. It's the pasta chicken from the other day, and I added some instant mashed potatoes and a little bit of tomatoes from the can of tomatoes that was in the fridge. So things that I had left over. Instant mashed potatoes are a bit on the dry side, but that's all right. That's my dinner, and then I got some chocolate milk. I felt fancy. Hey Ian, hey Steven, how goes it? So I've already got dinner. So I'm sitting down here because the kids are loud. They're like ungodly loud right now. Got a headache from how loud they've been. I love my kids, but loud today. So yeah, we've got food. Levi the Legend. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, you've got goat in your name. I mean, the country troll pimp has arrived. Hey Logan, how goes it? I realize that instant mashed potatoes are just dehydrated potatoes. They just never taste the same. Unless like you go all out on them. It's like 4:35. I was gonna make dinner. I was gonna start cooking dinner. And by the time I got done cooking, it would have been closer to like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And I'm like, well, if no one's gonna eat anything, no one wants to eat the food I make. There's no point in doing that. And before the children eat the food that I feel like I can eat today, I'm just gonna go ahead and warm myself up some food. This is gonna be my dinner, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna take my sweet time eating it. You raised goats back in the day. That's because I started early. This is like way early, even for me. How's it going, AJ? It is going. We are going to slowly consume food, chat with you guys over the next couple hours. Make sure all of you guys have eaten. Have you eaten? What have you eaten? That kind of thing. Chris has mentioned. I'm gonna actually reach out to Chris. He's gonna be recording something. So it's 6 o'clock for him now. 6:30. See if he wants to join for an early dinner stream. I know it's an early dinner stream. I know. It's because I forgot what day it was. As I was making the food, I went to sit down and I was like, wait. As I'm pulling up Netflix to watch more of the Blacklist, I realized what day it was. I was like, I'm supposed to do a dinner stream. I looked out at the food that I've already warmed up. It's already made and ready. And I'm like, well, I suppose I can microwave it a second time. It'll be fine. Not a huge issue. Or I can just go live early. Just decided to go live early. It is a crime that they canceled that show and then they start promoting it on social media and everyone's like, I really want to watch this show. It seems to be a common thing right now that companies are like, let's post this clip. Oh my God, this clip went viral. The show's been canceled for 2 years. They are so disconnected so disconnected from their audience that they do not realize how many people actually watch these shows and watch them in the past. They go, here's a small pool of people that we can actually see are watching our show versus this huge pool of people who are just not at the times that we want them to watch it. What'd you have for dinner? Go. Ramen wouldn't have been bad. Could have made ramen too, especially with the chicken cutlet. Oh my god, that would have gone really great with the ramen. Low broth ramen, chicken cutlet. Cut up some fresh vegetables, saute some fresh vegetables, or even just put them straight into it. That would have been good. Constantly, nonstop. Firefly deja vu, nonstop. I'm going to do something that's a crime to a lot of you people. There are mashed potatoes in here. This is ketchup. I'd like to point out I actually went to culinary school. Graduated and I'm like top of my class graduate type of culinary school. I had several jobs that paid decently. Oh, green beans in this would have been great. Then I wouldn't have needed ketchup. Probably still would have added ketchup. Who am I talking? No, I still would have added ketchup to this. Or corn. Corn, I wouldn't need to add ketchup. It's not bad. It's like shepherd's pie thing. I've had ramen and ketchup before. Like twice. There's a reason why I've only had it twice. The first time I was curious. The second time I was hungry and on medication. Neither time tasted good. Debbie. Oh, Debbie. Oh, Debbie. You. I'm. How do I say this? Oh, yeah, no. Chris does that too. My spouse doesn't like ketchup on hot dogs, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not from there. It's not where I grew up. You put ketchup on a hot dog. Comes off that grill, you put a little bit of ketchup, put a little bit of mustard. You want to get fancy, you put a little sauerkraut on it. Now, if it's a bratwurst, I don't need no ketchup. But there's a big difference from whatever the hell is in this thing of meat stick and a brat. Okay? I know the pork that's there. I don't know what all mystery meat is in this hot dog. Agreed. Pop on over on Twitch. Go say hi. If you have Twitch and Amazon Prime linked, if you have Amazon Prime and you have it linked to your Twitch, you can get a Prime sub that you can give to people you watch for free once per month, and you have to manually do it. That's the only thing I hate. I would love to be able to use my Prime sub and set it and forget it, right? Have one of the creators that I follow, that I enjoy, that even if I don't watch their content, will get my Prime sub every month until I decide to go back and cancel it. I have done a Skyrim base. What? I've done jokes about it too. If you don't like tetanus, don't watch my Skyrim videos. I will say that. Just fair warning. Usroda is most definitely in my videos. I can actually do. You want to know why I can do a decent Fusroda? Because of the Connect. Does anyone remember that? Where you would play the Connect and you could yell, Fusroda! I cannot tell you the number of times I woke people up because I'm trying to get it to register. And I had to go like, Fusroda! And like just project it massively. And then you would see go, Foo! The amount of times that I was playing with and my kids were watching, and I would do that, and they would be like, again. Oh, so many guards went, oh goodness, there was so many guards. Oh, and every time, until my voice went out and it was hoarse and I could no longer do it. It was fun. It was always fun to do it. God, I wanna get it again, get to connect again, just to play that, just to do that. Oh, I gotta get where you're talking about the conversation I was having about the like set it and forget it. Yeah. Man, I gotta. What's? No way. It's 96 degrees. Is it 96 degrees outside? I've not been outside yet, and like it feels. Oh my god! There's no way. What? Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta go outside real quick. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Because I'm in my garage and I've got a small air conditioner on here, and like it's connected to the basement. The basement's naturally cool. It's like 60 degrees in the basement. So the garage is always 10 degrees lower than what it is outside. Having the little air conditioner I have has massively helped, but I didn't think it would help this much. 1 second. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. I open that door and it's like a wall of heat. Fuck that. That can go to hell. It's literally like basement, not basement, the garage, kind of okay. It's not as cool as it is upstairs. Upstairs it's cooler. But basement it's like nice. I'm sitting at about a 72 degrees roughly. Really great. Open up the door. There's a wall of heat that's just starting to encroach. I'm like, no. No, thank you at all. I'm good. By the way, the reason why I'm wearing the hat, my hair's all wonky. I told you no. Do not go out there. No way. No. It's a wall of heat. Oh my god. I've got chores to do too. Like I was gonna go outside today and do stuff. I don't want to go outside now. Oh my god. Like I'm so used to it being hot. You guys remember just last year at the other house. Anyways, you guys remember last year about the other house, right? Like how hot I always was. So different. It's so different. You want up there? All right. I don't have. Ow! I just hit my mic. I don't have one that will stay. I'd have to like create something. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Like that, the desert summers suck. The nights, because like most places that I've been to, when the sun goes down, it cools off. I lived in Utah long enough to think that that's a lie. Like a 90-degree nights. Fucking hell. I could not sleep back in the day. God, but like being able to have central air. Oh my God, so different. Yeah, I heard about that. It was like, what is your temperature that you feel is uncomfortable in the UK, by the way? Because to us, it's like 90 plus degrees Fahrenheit. That starts becoming uncomfortable. Like I can get used to 80-degree weather and be okay as long as I'm not like doing too much. 110 days, oh my God, fucking those were horrible. But yeah, compared to the 110 mornings, it was like the like you would get like 3 hours of 60-degree weather, and you'd be up because you would like most of the night it's 90, and then all of a sudden it just drops for like 3 to 4 hours. That's it, and you're like 65, 70 degrees. That is the point you turn on all the fucking fans, cool off the house, and you wait. And you go and turn everything off right when the temperature, and you shut everything down, close all the windows and everything, and you keep it as cold in the house as you possibly can for as long as you can. I haven't needed to do that. It's so weird. I commented to Chris about this, about the central air. I've never had central air conditioning before. What's 28 degrees Celsius? $82. That's it? 82? 75? Look, I get when it's muggy and hot, and like an air conditioner doesn't do squat. But you guys could not survive over here. I'm sorry. You guys come over here during the summer, you're gonna melt. You think that was bad? I'll still go out in that weather. Oh my God. What I did love is like I hated when like the daytime came and it was like muggy, but like you knew when the rain was gonna come when it's like 50 degrees out and it's been normally like 90 and you're like, oh, we're gonna get rain. Um, and then like you'd only get a little bit of rain, it would cool things down, your house would be freezing cold. You don't turn on the heat. You don't open up the windows when the daytime comes because the rain stopped before the sun came out and the clouds went away. So now it's hot and muggy for the next like several hours of the morning, because like once the morning hits, it starts warming up relatively quickly, right? So 9 o'clock in the morning hits, 9 a.m., and it is already freaking 90 degrees out. But now it's 90 and muggy because all the water is slowly evaporating. 1 o'clock comes, everything's dry again. That's when you can turn on the ACs if you even need to, because if you got everything sealed up properly and your house is okay, you manage to keep it cool enough that it's like only about 80 degrees in the house. And you're like, this isn't bad. Kick on a couple fans, I'm good. Then like 2 hours later, you're like, oh my God. Because now it's 85 and like the coolness went poof. Yeah. Yeah, humidity is Mm-hmm. Dark Wolf knows exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, your thank you video should be like either in your email or like when you log into. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We send them out through Fourth Wall, so I don't know where they go. But yeah, Dark Wolf knows exactly like cool it down, shut it up, seal everything, stay as cool for as long as possible, and only when it becomes so uncomfortable you can't stand it, then you open things back up. But having central air conditioning, oh my god, I never want to leave this place. It's so different. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That reminds me, two things. One, I got to be editing a video after dinner. I got to see if I can film too. First of all, I got to promote these. There's only 2 more weeks left for you guys to grab them on Kickstarter. You can grab a set of these really awesome dice. This is the D4. It has hieroglyphics in it. You guys can't quite see it with the lighting I've got because the one I chose. Oh, no. Nope. Still can't see it. Whatever. It's really nice. Really pretty. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull up the website and show you guys because then you guys can see it much better. Exclamation mark dice. We'll pull up the link for you guys to take a look at these. But the better we do on these things, the more opportunities there will be down the line for us to get like full-on sponsorships and stuff. So I'm going to show this off. I can't play the video. Look at these because they have music on the video. Look at that. That's the D4. D6. D8. D10. D12. D20. You have sunset brass, rustic copper. It's really nice. The golden black, golden red, silver red, and silver black. This one is one of my favorites because it looks like there's stars in it. And then you can get these different color D6s. The 2 different dice thrones, altars. You can get a sheepskin bag and even some D2s, some D2 coins. And I had and of course a pyramid to hold them in, which is really cool. I have that upstairs. I had a huge input in like a bunch of this stuff, which is really cool. So for 109, which is a bit pricey for a lot of people, you get the dice, altar, throne, bag, pyramid box, and coin. You basically get the whole works, which is really cool. $30, you can get dice and the dice bag. $30. That's like the normal amount that you would pay for a good set of dice, right? Or you can get the coin. If those have run out, you can get just the dice set itself. You can get the throne for $30. So you can like pick and choose what you want, and I think that's really cool. Let's say you play Magic the Gathering a lot more and you don't need the D20s and stuff. Maybe you just need some really cool D6s. Well, there you go. You can get a set of D6s instead. And then you can order the throne. So yeah, I think this is really cool. It's really fun. I got to have a lot of say in this. I gave him my opinion and like we went back and forth. I didn't know that this was what they were going to create when we were chatting. It's really cool to see like the things I was talking about come to fruition. And I think that was really cool. That is awesome. And you will get them. Like I know most people are really weary of Kickstarters. And I've had a couple that have gone sideways. Right. But but I know the company that is making these. I know the people who are making these. You will get your dice. They've already started the process of making them and packing them and everything. So that's really cool. Now, the other thing I need to show you guys is we got something new on the Villain Support Shop, and you have got to check it out. First of all, is how things are on the shop. First of all, we have full-on collections now. So let's say Roll for Sanity. You can go look at the Roll for Sanity stuff. Cal Goes Moo, which will, the more anime stuff we make. The 2 different trauma editions. Wall of Maria. Paradise Island Titan Tours. But this is my favorite one. Real art by real people. So, our very own Slayer Xenia here, Xena, is the one who helped design these. I had an idea, I was struggling with it, and full transparency here, I used AI to kind of get closer to what I wanted it to look like. And I was like, I don't want this to be simply redrawn. This is my idea. I finally have a way to say, this is kind of what I want, see here. And so I showed it to Xena. I reached out on Discord. Xena reached back. And we were able. There we go. We were able to come up with these. Now, this is Xena's specific shirt. Look at that. They've got raven feathers mixed into here, which I think is really cool. I ordered one of these myself. I really like the colors. They kind of match the other one I like. And then you got the raven feathers. And there's a few other tidbits that are different compared to the other ones. And then you got Villainous Red. Look at that. That was a request that Steven made. He wanted this color. This is really beautiful. This is my favorite one. Still my favorite. I like the other one too, but this is still my favorite. Oh, this one, they all have raven feathers. Never mind. Look at that. Really like that. Love the way that this looks. You have the sunrise, which this is the closest one to the AI version that I came up with. Because I really like the colors that the AI had come up with. And Xena was like, oh, let me help you. And we changed the mask. We this does not compare to the AI. I think I can pull up the AI mock-up and I can show you just how vastly different it is. Let's see here. Yeah. Show you how different it is. Like the colors are still relatively the same for this one. But look at this. Like the colors, roughly the same. But the way it turned out, like you have palm trees, yeah. But like you have some of these really weird looking masks in comparison to this. Like all these masks have a meaning to our channel too. Every single one of these has some type of meaning for our channel. Every little design has, our logo or a specific mask, like vampire mask, or the predators, the Death Star, the double miniature teacup mosquito dragons that are flying around, versus this, right? But I was having trouble. I mean, like this is kind of what I want. And when Chris saw this, like, God, I kind of like that. I like the mask idea, but it's still kind of all over the place. That's on purpose. That one's on purpose. That one's very much on purpose. So the reason why it got removed is Chris had shared something he wasn't supposed to. For personal safety, they were removed. So I do apologize about that. Yesterday's stream had to be purged. There's no, like, that happens periodically. And then the stream I did with my kiddos in the background getting in trouble and everything, I took that one off because, you know, I'll own up to my mistake, but at the same time, and yeah, it is kind of monochrome. It is. I did like the color shifts, but you have like color shifts versus this, which is just so much better. So this is the closest one. And like, you turn around and you look at this. Look at these colors. I wouldn't have gotten those colors from this. I would have gotten only this, and that's it. And I would have had to continuously try to be like, keep this design to do this. It would have been so annoying to try to like make everything be the way I need it to be. So real art by real people, not inspired by AI either. Like, I had this idea of what I wanted. I was just having a hard time describing it and getting people to understand what I wanted to look like. Bam, AI was able to generate something close enough that I go, this is kind of what I want, but we needed to make a bunch of changes. And we made so many changes that it's not really recognizable now. And I love that. I love that so much, because this will also go to support the artist. We're not entirely sure how much is going to go there yet. We got to see what the sales generate and stuff like that. But Chris and I are in 100% agreement that there's going to be like a revenue share with the artists that we work with for this type of thing. And that's not all. There's a product called a zine, like a little miniature. It's going to be a little miniature comic. We're going to be doing that. And that's going to be relatively cheap to get. It's going to be relatively cheap to make, but it'll be pre-orders only. And if the pre-orders don't get made, the item doesn't get made, is what it boils down to. But we're going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot to get that up and running. And right now we're working with Doxus, which I don't know if they're in the chat today, but they're working on making some little funny comic strip things that are kind of related to our content, and then we'll promote that as well. So we're doing something that we've been wanting to do, which is promote artists and get them out there, because while we believe AI is a tool, we do not believe it is a replacement. Doxus makes some really cool art. I'll show you one of the things he's worked on here in a minute. I've got to show you guys this. I would love this character to be in like a little comic, and maybe that will be a thing. Look at that. It's Stitch wearing a headdress. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I love that. And so it's a matter of coming up with opportunities that we can give artists periodically and be like, hey, this is something we can both benefit from. Look at this one. Henchman 28204 improperly registered Rita staff, requisitioned Rita staff, sir. You know what? No disciplinary action needed, 52. 8204 does have to be the one who opens it, though. And I was like, don't worry. That won't be a problem. And so I love his little cogs art style here. Like, this is so cool. It's an awesome thing. It'd make an awesome little zine thing. Or, you know, if we have another comic artist, like, I'm going to show you my background again. This one right here, the Narcoholic, which is Chilling Tales of Narcoholic. We want them to draw Gary. Like, they're currently going through some health issues, so I'm not pressing the issue right now, but that's the art style that we want for Gary, right? You can share it in the Discord. We have a Discord where you can share it. There's no guarantee. I want to make sure this is clear. There's no guarantee that we're going to do this for everyone, obviously. It's a something that resonates with us, and we're like, hey, we see an opportunity for everyone here to benefit. We'd really like to find ways to collaborate. But there's also this understanding that, like, we can't do it all for you. So Doxus went and created a social media because we were trying to, like, schedule things out, but we're busy with our own stuff and it wasn't working. Chris is like, you can post on Instagram and then collaborate, and that will show up on the channel. So Doxus is now posting on Instagram, and I think possibly other socials. I don't know. But collaborating, and so it will show up on the villain support side still. And these zines are another option. Now, this is all testing the waters. There's no guarantee we'll be able to continue to do this if it doesn't succeed, obviously, right? But being able to have this collection of art by artist, I've got 3 coming. I've got this color, and of course, a rainbow. I'm not like, there's going to be people who love this color set, who love camo. I'm not a fan of camo. I'm sorry. Just not. Like, it's pretty cool. In my description, whether you're relaxing by the beach in style with your villain sport Hawaiian shirt or being chased down by a 9-foot alien, you'll love this shirt and look great in it. Villainous red. You know why it's red. Because it's cool. Relax by the beach in style with their villain support Hawaiian shirt. Right? These ones, I didn't have a good funny quip for the description of this one. But yeah. So here's how that goes. We have no problem and understand that there are people who work more as managers or talent scouts or whatever. And they go, hey, I have a team of artists and here's a team. And I'm going to put you through to them, right? The problem we have is when those same people go, hey, I made this art when they didn't make the art. They're taking they're taking money and then they're commissioning a bunch of artists that they know to do this thing. So instead of talking directly with the artist to make changes and being able to get that fast replay time, we're talking with the middleman. And that's like immediately when I saw that email and the different art styles and like the vast differences between them, I was like, this feels weird. I think I know what this is, but I'm not 100% sure. Chris didn't want to assume that right away, and that was good. I want to make sure this is clear. Chris is very optimistic. He's very, he looks at the world through a lens that I am no longer able to look at it through. I haven't been able to look through that lens since I was a child. And I think it's wonderful. I've mentioned to him 100 times plus, and I'll mention to him more, that he has that ability to look at people and immediately trust them, to immediately go, okay, I'm going to take you by a word. I hope things go well and everything. I love that about him. Absolutely love that about him. And one of the reasons why he will reach out to me is because I have nearly the opposite thinking. It's not to say I don't trust and hope in people. I just, here's a salt block and me, and I'm literally holding it going while looking at the world. Okay? It's just the unfortunate reality of how I grew up in my life. I'm sure they'll all look great. It'll be a couple months, unfortunately. Well, we have giveaways and stuff too that will eventually happen. Bastard coded bastards. Trying to catch up. Found a Mac Mini on sale on Facebook. Convenient, but being in Utah, foreigner, some scammy to my mom. Just wish I could. Yeah, you got to be careful about that. Really, really careful about that, especially with like buying stuff online nowadays. I really can't. So, Christopher, if you don't send it to Discord, I can't pull it up. I don't have that particular Facebook. on this computer. I have it on my phone. And the reason why, like, maybe. No, because that's not what that is. Yeah, no, it doesn't let me look at. Yeah, no, I can't look at it. Oh well. So sorry. So the reason why I suggest Discord is also so you can show it in Discord, and if you can show it and share it in Discord, I can share it on the screen. So it allows me to get a better look at it, but I don't have a way because of how I'm logged in and how things work with the Facebook. I can't see the messages that John gets unless I'm on my phone, and I don't have a way to share it. And I have a tendency not to download a bunch of stuff anymore onto my phone because there's a bunch of stuff I have to go through anyways. The Dungeon Master shirt was really good. What was for dinner? I am slowly eating leftovers combined with some mashed potatoes, which I, of course, added ketchup to because I'm weird and I grew up in a weird area. And we're just going over the art and chatting. Don't make a pink camo shirt. I don't think any more colors are going to be added to this, specifically because it's the same shirt, is what it is, with a bunch of different colors, which is great. But as with every merch, if you keep putting out too many things, you're going to have people go, oh, I really want this. I want this color. I want this color. I want this color. I want this color. And you can give them all that. But then you have a bunch of items that don't sell. And some of the best selling items might get lost in the fray. This is a very good, very condensed look. And as more items get added, like let's say we make a coffee. Let's say one of the artworks from Doxus is highly requested to be put on some merch. That will go up in that area as well. And like maybe it'll be a coffee mug with Stitch on it, or something like that. And 20, 30 people buy it, a couple hundred people start buying it, whatever. I'm not saying that that's going to be a reality because Stitch is a Disney IP, and unless that thing looks much different than Stitch when we go to make it, and it's just hinting at what it is, like Dox's artwork that I showed you earlier, that Stitch there, realistically speaking, could probably get away with this. Like, I know it's Stitch, and as long as I don't put Stitch or Disney or anything related to that in the name, I'm going to be promoting it pretty hard, but we all know what it is. Those that are fans of the channel know exactly what this is. And I could get away with it. But here's the thing. I'm playing fire. I'm playing with fire on that one. Very much playing with fire on that one. The Star Trek and Star Wars communities have a ton of fan art and have had a ton of fan art for years. A little bit more lenient. Predator stuff and everything like that. The shirts, even though they have like the Death Star, I specifically was like, we can't have the whole thing on there. So they made it so that it looked more like a moon. I know what it is. You know what it is. Anyone that looks at it goes, that kind of looks like the Death Star. But it's not 100% clear. Right? The Predator mask, it looks like a Predator mask, but it also doesn't. Right? And then you have all the other masks join in there. So it is different enough that we could kind of get away with it. Stitch right now, however, has been brought back into the live action fold because of that. And I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole on merch. Not right now. Not through Villain Support directly. There are some other things that I'm tinkering with that I might go with. It's a moon. It is. It's really good. I like it. Member Solutions Discord. All right. There is usually a specific area. I'm guessing you mean it wouldn't be hero selections. It would be the picks and gifts. Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny one. I love how people still think I'm hero support. I'm not. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing that picture, Christopher. The fan art, maybe? I don't know it. I have Mr. White. If you're here, I have seen that. I gotta catch up. Just sent a picture to Member Solutions Discord. I'm sure because it says dangerous when smiling. Yeah, since yesterday I've been smiling. I see a shirt for every single one. I do too, but there's that issue of like we can't provide, like it's not a reality. Sadly, it's just not. Because it would be over flooding it. There would be hundreds of options, and it would flood it to the point to where the people who want a shirt wouldn't even like go in there. Like if I saw hundreds of options, I'm not going to sit there and scroll through hundreds of options. I'm not even going to search it. I'm going to be like, I'll just find something somewhere else. Let's see. I would love it on an enamel pen, and we can do that. There are some issues with that, though. I wish that was an option. The way that site is designed, the way the fourth wall is designed, that is not currently an option. I would need to. I think there's probably a way to code it in there, Stephen, and that's something for me to look at and explore on my own personal one at a later time. Hey,
what's going on?
Not much. How's it going for you?
Doing good.
It's good. I'm trying to catch up with chat right quick.
All right.
So, Stephen, the good thing is that with the way the U.S. copyright system works, in order for them to sue us, they have to send us a cease and desist, and then we have to not comply with it for them to actually sue us. And that all depends on how much we made. So there's a good reality that Disney will just go, hey, stop selling that merchandise. And we'll go, okay, immediately.
Which merchandise?
If we were to make something with Stitch on
it. Which we're not gonna, because
no, that's poking the bear. Like it's one thing to have like stuff that kind of looks like things on a different shirt that isn't directly like, hey, this is a Stitch item, or a Star Wars item. It's entirely different for the other stuff.
A very safe choice in the US is don't poke the mouse.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a small company. All right.
Yep.
Great. Thanks, CapCut. Open this up. No. All right. CapCut now has an AI video maker option right in the front.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Spaces. Come on. Is the file I'm doing called DPVSWPT4? Deadpool versus Star Wars Part 4. Got it. Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
You know, the way you read that, I was like, what? I was totally like, that's fine. It says it's still sending. Oh, Chris. Everyone's saying hi to you.
Hey, Leo Spitz. My day's been good. It's been busy.
What have you eaten today? Or what are you eating today, I should say?
So today this morning I had meat sticks, and then I had an English muffin with cream cheese, and a little bit of apricot preserves on it. And then I had deconstructed chicken parmesan. And now I'm eating the remainder of the noodles that didn't fit into the storage container with cheese, as basically a homemade mac and cheese. Night, Debbie McConaughey.
When you say deconstructed chicken parmesan, do you mean like basically you had a piece of chicken and parmesan on the side? Like,
no, I made noodles. I made little bow tie noodles. Hold on. Out of my throat, dude. That's so frustrating. I can breathe fine. I can just feel a little piece of it sitting like on a ledge in my throat.
apparently they were still trying.
Got it. All right. Anyway, and then that's what I'm having now is those noodles with some cheese. How about yourself?
Had a hard time sleeping, so I wound up eating a bit earlier than I should have. 2 o'clock, I had something. I think it was like some veggies, and couldn't get my stomach to rest. So I had some leftovers, which was pasta and chicken, and some mashed potatoes. And I didn't have a bunch of it because I made it and then put some balsamic glaze on it. And I brought it in, and because I knew Ryu hasn't eaten a whole lot, I sat there and wafted the smell towards them for 2 reasons. One, I knew that they would eat most of it, so I wouldn't feel as guilty for eating some that early in the morning. Whereas that's their dinner time. And 2 was, I wouldn't eat as much of it. So they smelled it, and I was like, go ahead, have it. They ate a bunch, and then they left me a little portion size, which would have been a small bowl, which would have been perfect. I ate that, and then a few hours later, I was able to actually, pass out and get some sleep. Woke up really, like 11, between 11 and 1. Like I kept waking up between those. 1 o'clock, finally got out of bed, and I'm counting the time. Like, when was the last time I ate? Okay, I can eat around 5 o'clock, and I'm back on schedule for eating. And then I can like have a snack after 8 of vegetables, as long as I eat a snack.
Yeah. Well, Stephen Lockett, it doesn't apply to me because I literally had to mute the microphone so that I could clear my throat and get the piece of food that was stuck in my throat out of my throat.
And today, right now, I'm eating effectively the same thing without the balsamic glaze. I just added ketchup. And then I had chocolate milk, and I forgot that I didn't finish the chocolate milk before I decided to pour a little bit of the Diet Coke in there.
Wait, what?
Well, right now, there is a little bit of Diet Coke and chocolate milk mix that I'm currently drinking.
What?
There is a little bit of Diet Coke and chocolate milk mix.
I've heard you. Doesn't that curdle the milk? Doesn't that curdle the milk?
No. I mean, yes and no. It doesn't like curdle it instantly.
When I was a kid, I used to mix Coke and regular milk, and it was disgusting.
Yeah. If it's an actual drink down here,
I didn't do it more than once. I did it once, and I thought it was horrible.
You can pay for this drink in the store, by the way. Here in Utah.
What's it called? Barf?
I don't remember what they call it, but I was like, yeah, you can, like, it's a thing.
Chocolate cola?
Yeah, I think that's what it was like. There's also a version where it's just regular milk and Pepsi. I'm trying to make crispy cola in real life, chocolate edition. Oh, trust me, my stomach will not be happy with the combination instantly mixed like that down the road. But I've gotten so used to eating so many weird random things that it does take a lot to make me gag unless it's coconut.
Yeah.
Like usually my response is, I don't like that. That is like, eh. Oh, yeah. Milk.
Is it an allergy or what?
No, that's Pepsi and milk. Milk.
No, is coconut an allergy?
It's an inversion. My mom was highly allergic to it, and for whatever reason, my body decided to say, "You're not allergic to it, but you definitely cannot have it because I'm going to throw it up." Throughout the years, I've been able to, like when I was a kid, it didn't matter what it was, except for one piece of type of candy, which was the Chico sticks. And even those were sometimes really, really bad for me. I would gag. It didn't matter like how much it was. It didn't matter if it was coconut milk. It didn't matter what it was. Now, as long as I cannot taste or feel the texture of coconut, I can kind of eat it. There's
Okay.
my stomach will still get upset. And I'll be like, God, I was like, I don't know why it's upset. And like somebody will tell me everything that was in it. I was like, you just said there was coconut. But I've been able to have like coconut curry. If it doesn't have like coconut shavings and stuff in it, but it's coconut milk. But I've also had that same thing where somebody was like, oh, it's just coconut milk curry. And lo and behold, like the taste of coconut was so strong in it that I'm like, bleh. I had a point where the kids were really, really young and they hadn't seen me react to coconut in the way that I reacted that they saw when this happened to that date yet. And they went to share an ice cream cone with me. And we made sure allergies, right? And aversions. All of us have different allergies, aversion, nuts.
Mhm.
I can't stand coconut. Raven can't have cherries. So we made sure everyone had their thing. And like no one out of all four of our scoops had coconut in it at all, as far as we are aware. And if there wasn't anything. But it was also one of those things that we didn't ask about because nowhere on their signs of any of the ingredients in the stuff that we're ordering did it say that it had coconut syrup in it. My son shares me his ice cream cone. I immediately retch, like physically so painfully retch that like even the person behind the counter is like, oh, are you okay? When I finally get my body to stop like literally spasming out, I'm like, is there coconut in this? And it's like, yeah, we use a coconut syrup base. And I'm like, I hadn't even tasted mine yet. And so that's the first thing I asked, is there coconut syrup in mine? And like, yeah, it's a base. It's in all of them. I can never go to Zeppi's. That's a place here in Utah. I can never go there. Unless they've decided to change their base for their ice cream and their stuff, I can never go there.
Is it coconut?
Yeah, it's coconut syrup base.
Uh-huh.
I can't stand raw coconut either. I can't, like the smell of cooked coconut, for instance, will drive me out of a kitchen. I actually had that happen because they didn't believe it in culinary school. They didn't think that somebody who's in culinary school would do that. And like they cooked it, and I immediately like was like gagging and trying not to throw up in the kitchen. I got outside. My instructor was like, "That's a problem. Let's talk about that." And I told him, I was like, "Okay, there are people who have allergies who work in kitchens. Whenever you work somewhere, you're gonna have to let them know. And like coconut's huge in the dessert cycle. You might as well give up on desserts." And I'm like, "That's fine. I like savory cooking anyways." The reason why he was upset about that, though, is I have a huge talent. Like, I have cooking, right? I can do cooking. Baking, I did incredibly well in, like, better than the regular cooking. I could bake anything. And he was like, that sucks. I'm like, coconut's used in a lot of things. So it's whatever. I'm like that with mushrooms, but it's not a proper ice cream stuff. Yeah. I've gotten to the point to where unless it's incredibly strong, I do not immediately retch. I think no, I didn't have anything with you. It was a couple days after you left. Nowadays, it's more like I can feel like everything like spasming before I swallow, and like I can kind of control myself. I'll usually just spit it out into a napkin or something like that, or I'll just turn and spit completely. I won't give a crap because swallowing it does bad things to my body.
So your body reacts to it as if you are, as if you're allergic, even though you're not.
I don't break out in hives like I do with cinnamon and stuff, but yeah.
Like for me, like I have no bad allergy, but I have a sensitivity to like stevia and a couple other things. And if I have them, within seconds, my throat is tickly. I can tell when it's in it.
And for me, it's not a tickle. It is a literal gag reflex type of thing. Only it's not just my throat, it's my stomach, my body, all my muscles are like, get this out of you. And it's called an inversion. I only learned what it was called. So I thought it was like an allergy, but like it was just like a weird allergy.
Yeah.
But it's called an inversion. Your body is not going to die from this thing, but your body rejects it.
I'm talking to Alec is reaching out to me. He sent me a video on accident, was apologizing. Then let me know that he got invited to PAX West at the end of August. And asked if I was going. And I'm like, it's going to be a big ask for me to fly across the country to Seattle, then back home. And then 3 weeks later, fly across the country again to Salt Lake.
I can't delete that. How do I delete that?
Delete what? Rage quit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're on Twitch. We can't delete it.
Aha! I got it. I just have to time them out.
All right, cool.
I'm not going to have everyone get ads right now. We're going to snooze it for 5 minutes, and then it will play ads on Twitch.
Yeah.
Also, if you're on YouTube, wait, has anyone donated anything before I go and do that?
I don't think so.
All right. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to be turning on the ads on YouTube. Since Chris is here, we'll probably be a little bit of a longer stream. Also,
since I'm here, the ads are going to be extra turned on.
All right. Here's the rule of thumb I go on YouTube. If we get $20 in donations, I turn off the ads.
Okay.
That's just my rule of thumb. Let YouTube insert type message. Steven, 10 pounds immediately.
Not enough, Steven. It's not. I'm just kidding. You don't need to give us more.
I don't know what it is, but like me and Coconut do not get along. I'm gonna actually see if I can get a hold of one of my kiddos and have them take the food so I don't continue to sit here. Lance reached out to us, by the way.
Yeah. I responded to him. You saw that?
I have no idea. Gentlemen, I have some test decks that I can send to affiliates that we're working on the next Kickstarter. Can I count you guys in? We'd love to have you. Yeah. I love that idea. But after losing the deck that I had because of water, it was still one of those things where I'm like, I immediately went, I can't have, like, I don't have the type of money. And I know a lot of people that are on D&D that like are, can you still hear me? Nod your head yes or no.
I'm muting you. I'm chatting with Alex. It's easier to text with him than it is to type.
Like I know a lot of people who like when they get their D&D stuff, they don't have a bunch of money to turn around and spend on the dice that have broken because of water getting on them. So I have no problem promoting the really cool card deck art stuff, but I'd much prefer it be like regular art.
I'm not sure how you would find that out, but the content creators all get together and party afterwards. at all the packs.
And to those of you who like the idea of dice in card form, I found it really cool, and it can add to your play style quite a bit. It's just, to me, they will no longer be a thing that I put in my arsenal, because then they would get shuffled away, because I'd be so scared of them getting left out. And I have 2 kids that are on the spectrum. Myself, I'm on the spectrum. My spouse is on the spectrum. So everyone in the house has a chance of grabbing those, using them, then forgetting they exist, and them getting wet in some way, whether that be a cat deciding that they wanted to mark their territory, or had an accident, because I have a couple old cats that have accidents periodically. Somebody spilled water on it, which would be more likely to buy us on average.
Yeah, Slayer, if you know Babs has an onion allergy so bad that like they can't even be in the room when it's being cooked, because if they smell the fumes, they will have an allergic reaction. We met them, and we met them at we met Babs at a convention. Alien and I did last year and a half ago. And like we were at a restaurant, and Babs was like, I can't have onions on my food. I can't have it near my food. I can't smell it. It was. Steven, now that's too much. No, I'm just kidding.
Dark Wolf donated.
Yep, Steven Dark Wolf, thank you. We appreciate it.
Give me a like. Give me a just turn them on. All right, ads are turned off.
The ads are like, oh.
I can snooze 2 more times on the ads for 2 more times on the ads on Twitch. So like, somebody remind me in 4 minutes. I'll go over there and I'll snooze them again as well.
As I said, can I just order ice cream?
No, we can't. You need to put those pants immediately when you get done talking. We need to go into big chat. And that shirt. Oh my God, you are a mess.
Made to the peanut butter. I ate it. I accidentally.
You have to play out in the water before you get rid of this?
No.
All right, go on.
Wait, I didn't finish.
What?
So every time Ryan says, "Save me for last," when I'm the killer, guess what happens?
You kill them first.
No, I do what they tell. Guess what happens to them? They die.
No, that's not your phone. Can you take it upstairs and just put the lid back on and put
No, yeah, it is my fault. I killed them.
Oh, okay.
Like, save for that.
I gotta get a whole system set up down here for like snacks and stuff. No, more like 47, 67. Yeah, we get 70% of it. But like, the way I see it is, even though I get 70% out of $20, that's still way more than what I would have gotten off of the ads. But it's also a reasonable amount. That's like $5 for 5 people, or $1 from 20 people, right? And on average, we have 30 people in here. Low end, 15 to 20. And it's not that I'm asking for direct money. It's like, hey, I'm turning on the ads for this because I'm down here and this is not a normal dinner stream. But on upstairs, I don't have the ads on anywhere but Twitch. When I'm upstairs and I'm cooking or something like that, I'm not going to mess with the ad stuff. At least not until I have a laptop. What?
I'm starting to do the captions.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I change "stay for random funny" to "stay tuned for post-credit scene"?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. You can change the 30 seconds to however much time you think should pass. I even told Steven. Steven got a sneak peek last night because I was up and I was like doing like tech stuff I had to do. And because I reached out to him for some advice, I'm like, do you want a sneak peek before I send this off? So he got like a 2-minute sneak peek of it. And no, feel free to make any changes. If you want to share it once you've done with the changes to the stream, we can share it. It is to warn everyone, part 4, much like Stitch, we are noticing that like when we make these series, they get longer and longer each episode, which is good if we can make the entire episode interesting. because we are getting to the point to where we're writing and we're able to write. I think the longest we did was 15 minutes, and it was interesting to watch.
Okay, I changed it to post-credit scene incoming.
And I really like that because the further along we get in that writing, we get to the point where we can write a half-hour thing, an hour-long one. And honestly, if you can write 15 minutes and it's interesting for the whole 15 minutes, you can write an hour. Because all you got to do is write in 15-minute blocks. Yes, he's a champion of corn. He knows Kamehameha. He knows how to fly, which I would like to remind everyone. Regardless of what the live action decided to do, in the cartoon, in the series, and in the movie, he didn't drown. He just sank to the bottom. He doesn't need to breathe. He can hold his breath for an extremely long amount of time, and he gains density. He doesn't really gain density. He's just very dense, and so he'll sink to the bottom in water. But I'd like to remind everyone, this is a version of Stitch that knows how to fly thanks to key control.
I forgot that he knows the Kamehameha.
So this is a Stitch who can take off and fly anywhere, including in space.
Water, would he just fly through the water, fly out of the water?
It's no longer a weakness for him. That right off the bat, I wanted to kill his weakness. It's still something that bothers him, but it's not something that he's weak against, because even during the movie, he wasn't weak against it. It was just a way to kind of trap him. So now you have to go, we have to negate his ability to use ki, and we have to sink him in water. Now you have to have double the type of trap. Yeah,
Chase Jennings, this is John of Villain Support. We've got multiverse fractures all over the place. So just help Shepard deal with it.
That reminds me of something, because I know you're going to be, for everyone here, I gave Chris the green light to write the next skit, which is somewhere. It's in Stitch.
Do. Dang it.
Do we want to hear Kamehameha or Kaioken?
Does he know both?
Yep.
When?
He learned them in episode.
No. Like at what point?
Oh, it's in the John tries to quickly warn, but Chaos and Stitch can be heard in the background. John quickly yells for Nappa. Like, we don't have to hear it. It's just an idea to put it in there.
I think it depends on what the situation is. Depends on what Stitch would use.
Then we're going to type in maybe. Who exactly is you're talking about? I think it'd be Kaioken. He's inside of a ship. I don't think he's going to Kamehameha that ship. And he's being held by a bunch of guards.
Yeah.
So I think Kaioken works.
Favor and clarify for me for a moment. Who exactly is you're talking about when you ref?
Forever. By the way, Chris, the reason why I'm wearing the hat. Oh, hey, my hair's not too. Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't want to listen today. I know you don't have that problem.
I used to.
Walking, talking embodiment of a.
I am curious. We got to go to Jocelyn here.
Right up.
Kaioken is K-A-I-O, right?
Okay. Yep.
Now, for everyone wondering, I still have the Kaioken clear recordings and stuff from the previous voice actor. There's a high possibility of redubbing stuff and whatnot right now because that voice actor just simply isn't available.
Wait, do me a little favor and
on the schedule that
who exactly is your
I need them to be available. Right? There's no hard feelings there on my end. It's just more along the lines of
Wait, do me a little favor and clarify it for me.
I work with people's schedules as much as I possibly can, but I also don't like putting something off for months on end because of this one little thing I can't use, even though the rest of the video I could produce. I would just normally just scrap that version.
The walking, talking embodiment of a
that's something to think about, right? If maybe Jumba just simply got a hold of a Mogwai and modified his DNA. So he has force abilities, which means he would have been able to just repel the water and get out of the water that way, to be honest. He has the Kaioken, Kamehameha, and general ki control. Chi.
Are you talking about Emperor Palpatine?
Is it ki or chi? In Dragon Ball Z, isn't it ki?
Yeah.
Yeah, ki control. And he's a champion of corn. We have made Stitch incredibly powerful. What? Who is that? I don't know who that is. I'm getting a random phone number, but they're not leaving a message. Christopher sent some artwork.
Or did you?
Are those wood? I can't. Those are the Christopher. You're currently using the old logo. Do you have the new logo? Like, I don't mind if you make coasters. I don't know, Chris. That's on you.
What?
Real quick, Christopher sent a message to the. There's a few things I need to talk about, anyways. I thought that was artwork you're wanting to send, Christopher. Christopher sent a message on Facebook, and then he did send a message on Discord, but apparently I haven't gotten it. Here it is. So here's a few bits of notes. I mentioned a while back that on my streams, if you send me something and I open it up, I have no problem if you include a business card. I'll promote it during the stream. I need to clarify a position. This isn't just because of Christopher. I want to make sure that's clear, Chris. It's not just because of things going on with you. I've had this with other people as well. I need to clarify this. In no way do I want the chat to be spammed or to be spammed saying, hey, here's this other product I have, but I haven't sent it out to you. Here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that. Hey, show this thing, show that thing. Hey, do this, do that. I know I've been promoting these dice a lot. That's a paid promotion. We more than likely, the company that's making this will more than likely be sending me some more dice. We're still not sure if they're going to be paying us a portion of the sales. I didn't clarify with that with them, and we have a different promotion with them. Okay.
That said, keep in mind also, this is our stream, so we can promote stuff that we're working on, because we have the cameras.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. If you want to send me artwork and you want to be like, hey, can you show this on stream? I'm happy. I love receiving artwork. I have artwork in different places. I actually had to we had a piece of artwork from Jeremy. I had over there, but it kept falling down and getting stepped on by my kids. I had to move its location so it wouldn't keep falling down until I can figure out a way to put it on that wall. So, but stuff that you are selling in your shop, continuously saying, hey, I made this, do that in the stream, or hey, can you show this off? Can you show this off? Can you show that off? I'm going to start getting annoyed. And I apologize in the sense of like, I understand what I said and I didn't clarify. So here's me clarifying. Send me something. I'm going to show it off on stream. When I open it up, I'll show it off on stream. I don't want you to ask me if I've opened it up on stream. I don't want you to continuously remind me unless I ask you to remind me. Because there's a high possibility that I'm going to get the object. I'm going to open it up and be like, I don't really want to show this on stream. All right. Maybe it's something I want to keep to myself. And then I will mention it on stream. Right. But with that being said, Christopher made some more, what are they? Coasters using the old logo.
Okay.
And I do not know if Christopher is making those to send to us or making those to send to somebody else, or if he's selling them. I also don't remember giving him permission to sell stuff with the old logo. Not that he needs it, but it does have villain support on the name.
Right.
Member Solutions is not something that we could realistically copyright. But villain support,
right,
is.
Yeah.
Those are ones
in general, if anybody wants to sell villain support stuff, outside of our store, you need to get written permission to do that. If you want to send us stuff, great. That said, like, I don't want to be the guy who's got people spending their own money to make stuff to send to us that we show off to the fans once.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the ones that he sent us. Okay, I just want to be clear. Let's have this conversation off of a live.
Well, we had to. It's my fault because I brought it up that hey, during a live stream, you guys can, if you guys send us a product, I'll show it off. The reason why I said that to everyone here, as somebody who has a small business, and you send something to an influencer, first of all, and I tried to make this clear last time, don't expect it. But if they show it on their stream and they shout you out, that is technically a tax write-off at that point. You have spent money to send to somebody in the hopes that it will be promoted. Now, if it doesn't get promoted, that is not a tax write-off on your end. But if it gets promoted, it is. Now, the better way to do that is to contact, make it clear, make it concise, work out an agreement, and then go from there. But not everyone can afford that. So I said in my stream that if you send me something, I'm willing to show it off at least once. But like Chris said, we don't want you to continuously send a bunch of stuff in the hopes that it'll drive sales to your thing. Yeah. Philip is perfectly right on that. If you want stuff to be promoted on the stream, do so. Like Christopher sent me a water cup, right? And I use it a lot. And sometimes it's in the stream. And I mentioned before, just don't spam the stream that, hey, I made that. Just maybe be like, hey, I made that. That's cool once. And then let that be the end of the conversation unless somebody messages you about it. I don't mind it's one-off. I mind if it's continuous. Yeah, Haley, that's another thing. I much prefer that. But at the same time, if you're a business and you're like, hey, I would really, here's the card, here's the business and everything. I made it clear that if you send me something really cool and I like it, I'm gonna shout you out so you can get that. Just don't spam it. Don't expect it to be a continuous thing. It's a different story if you want to be properly promoted. Reach out to us off of stream,
You also
like Chris
get-
mentioned, and we'll have a discussion. There'll be some type of small contract or something that goes on. I don't know how Chris wants to do that. That's on Chris. And then we go from there. Or if it's me specifically and I'm promoting through villain support, that's still something that I have to talk to Chris and be like, hey, I worked out this deal. This is what it is, just so that you're aware.
Money in the
Because oftentimes I've brought work to villain support.
for your money in the
Sorry, I'm working on captions. I didn't hear 90% of what you just said.
I was talking about the stuff. Basically, like if let's say he wants to do a proper promotion thing, because I highlighted a comment, it should be folks should reach off stream if they want their stuff properly promoted and showcased.
Here's an example. Xena, you made shirt designs that we're featuring in our print on demand shop. Yes, you can show off the shirts. Add us as add villain support as a collaborator when you make the post, and that way it'll show up on our page also, and then that will direct back to our stuff. That kind of thing you can totally do if we're collaborating with you on something.
Yeah, if we're collaborating with you, it's much different than a random shop going, hey, here's this. And I promote my spouse's shop all the time, specifically because I live with them. that directly impacts my income. I benefit in some fashion from promoting that in some way. Even though I'm not getting paid directly, my spouse is getting paid. That still helps pay our bills. You know, it still helps provide income to the hobbies that we have. It's just I'm not getting paid directly for it. All right. I would say at that point, Christopher, if somebody did that, go to Discord. We have a Discord for that. We have, and like you're on Discord, go to the Discord channel, the server, and let them know, hey, we're on Discord. I can send you a picture of this. But here is something I will say. I don't remember saying that you could sell those. And if I did, that's on me. And that's my mistake. I want to make this clear. I do not have permission to give you permission to sell villain support merchandise. That is Chris. And that is something you have to discuss with Chris. I have permission.
Oh, yeah, you're totally.
Xena designed something for us that is we are selling directly and they're promoting the thing. That's a different type of relationship. So it's one of those things. And again, I'm not
Oh, yeah, you're totally right. I'm just
trying to call out a specific person. I'm talking to Christopher because this is something that's happening with Christopher at the moment.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not angry at Christopher. Okay? I'm clarifying because I screwed up.
I'm just messing with you. It can be retcon.
Long conversation. Don't worry about it. Okay.
I'm just messing with you.
What?
Retcon. I don't think.
Lance asks, is it like an RPG system or a board game type thing? We have a battle system cooked up for the cards that we're going to include in later decks and haven't really had the time to flash out. But they use our wild cards, and you are basically trying to get the other player to run out of cards. It's like a mini game to play before D&D. I'm not going to play a mini game before a D&D session. For everyone here, I've had DMs who go like, "Hey, let's play this little mini game that's going to affect the other game," and I'm like, "Do I have to?" I'm like, I have a certain amount of bandwidth, and if I'm playing a game that you've created before the actual game instead of inside of the game, that bandwidth immediately goes down because I'm trying to learn this before I even play D&D, and it's not even going to be fully included in the campaign in some fashion. That's on me. That is me. And a good DM, I want to make sure this is clear. A good DM takes that into account and goes, draw a card, flip a coin, something like that. so that I can step back, let those who have the bandwidth play that game, and I still participated in the way that needed to be participated in some fashion.
No.
And I can kind of go whatever. Yes. If you're making something specifically for us, and Chris, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on this. Chris.
So
We're gonna wait on Chris for a second.
What?
This right here, Dark Wolf is like, can I use the Villain Sport logo to have something made strictly for me or you? And I say yes to that, right? If they're not selling it, that's okay, right?
I mean, yeah.
Now, what if they want to make something for themselves that doesn't exist on our merch shop, or because they can make it cheaper than what they could buy on the merch
Two
shop?
choices. One, if you're making it just for yourself, that's fine. Two, if you think other people would like it, talk to us offline about what you're trying to make, and maybe it's something we can put in the store if we both agree that we'd like to sell it. And then because it came from you, we can talk about a profit sharing thing. That's what we're going to be discussing with Xena with the Hawaiian shirts.
Because, like we say, and I'm going to pull up the website one more time for this because I really love that collection and the name that we did. I love how you got that set up.
Yeah.
Real art by real people. And I gave full disclosure during the stream that, like, yeah, this is Xena had their own choice of colors. Look at that. It's a really cool color, isn't it?
I like that almost as much as I like Midnight.
Yeah. I went and I probably shouldn't have used my credit card, but I'll deal with that later. I got this one, I got the sunset, and I got the rainbow. I got the rainbow because of obvious reasons.
No.
That's really cool.
No.
Yeah. And that's the, yeah, I say is like, if you make it for yourself, like Chris says, we don't mind. You make it, if you're wanting to use logo for us, to make something for us, reach out to us. There's a good chance that we can send you a cleaner copy of the logo, by the way, than what most of the time you'll grab online. But if you want to just grab it online and surprise us, that's fine too.
No.
Like I said, I love these shirts. And I was open and honest about what little use of AI there was. There's Chris, by the way, I pulled up the old AI image with the sunrise, which is the closest to the AI there was. It's so vastly different.
Cool.
They could see where the inspiration came from, or the workaround, because like I said, I had the inspiration. I was talking to Chris about it, and he was like, we couldn't really get it across because I struggle sometimes with getting the ideas that I have in my head out of my head. AI has been a tool to help me do that. And Chris was able to see the Hawaiian shirt, and I was like, I really like that. That looks really cool. And I was like, yeah, but it's AI, and I don't like how the masks are. There's a bunch of things I would love to change. I reached out onto Discord, and now we have a full line of merch. I think that's really cool.
Taking over any name.
Oh, that's cool.
I do not need you.
Oh, Philip, which one?
Taking over any main role of any kind. Let the.
So this is Xena's colors.
I do not. No. I do not.
How pretty those are. It's not even about getting the spark of creativity. I had the creativity. I just couldn't express it in the way that I was trying to express it. We have the red one. Look at the red one.
Over any main role of any kind.
Look at that one. Really like that one too. This is mine and Chris's favorite.
To the ground to snip.
Really love the color change in the back here.
And be reborn like
an evening sunset. We call it midnight. For me and Chris, we call it midnight. because that's kind of what it reminds us of. Like a midnight sunset, which you don't really see a midnight sunset, but that's what it reminds me of.
You could in the Arctic.
You could in the Arctic, okay.
No, I do not need you.
Well, now I want to change the name to Midnight Sunset.
Taking over any name.
We'll keep it Sunset for now.
Over.
Rainbow. I love the rainbow one.
Of any kind.
Obvious reason. For those who don't know, that's a flag.
For any main role of any kind. Let the whole universe burn to the ground to smithereens and be
and then the Predator camo colors.
It over.
There's an obvious reason why we didn't put the name Predator in it. Multiple, actually.
Over.
But I still love my description of whether you're relaxing by the beach in style with your Villain Sport Hawaiian shirt or being chased down by a 9-foot alien. You'll love it and look great in it. I love them. I cannot wait for mine.
Paperwork for me.
And there's the reality that now, since Stitch, the Stitch part is taking as long as it is, I might have the Hawaiian shirt for the skit.
You don't need that.
I might have it because, like, the next part isn't even introducing me back into the office wearing the Hawaiian shirt yet. The next part is going to be me and Chris working on talking.
Deadpool? That motherfucker just hung up!
That's the problem I had. So my idea, Chris.
What?
My idea was that he didn't hang up. He more like tossed the phone. And you know how like there's a delay? That was my idea.
Yep.
So the beep is literally like the phone like disconnecting, and the wait time is like that little wait you have before it actually gets disconnected on the other line. We could have called it Getting the Choppa, but I might change the names later on as time goes on and we feel more comfortable. But right now, I do like the names. They're kind of simple. They're really nice. They tell you what it is. Look at that. We've got several people that are going to be like, as soon as I get paid, I'm getting it. Someone quick FedEx Levi Hawaiian. I would love that. That would be a great one. Can I? I feel like that might be a bit much. You guys can mail me things though. It's like $10, $7. You know, the one I probably get would be like $7.
Fucker just hung up.
Waba, who the hell are these guys you came back with? You're supposed to go. Who the hell are these guys?
Nice.
Waba, who the hell are these guys you came back with? You're supposed to come back. Who are these guys you came back with? You're supposed to.
Because I kind of do want to look like a tourist. There's a $10 one.
From Gardula the Huts with a lady named.
I'll add it to the.
Supposed to come back from Gardula the Huts.
The wish list. There we go. I added it to the wish list.
With a lady named Shmi Skywalker.
I do not have any tiki glasses, and even if I did, I couldn't wear them. I cannot see without these. I am blind without my glasses. Levi, the character, wears glasses just because. Personally, I wear them because I am literally blind without them. Like, I see blurs everywhere. I'm blind as a bat is pretty accurate for me.
Shmi Skywalker. With a lady named Shmi Skywalker.
Oh, I don't know. You can find some. You can find some. I can't justify. Oh, there is a thing that Levi doesn't drink alcohol. Because I don't drink alcohol, I made my character not drink alcohol. Not to say you can't get a virgin one, but like I don't want people, like I make it clear in my skits that I'm not drinking, and to have like a tiki glass, and it makes it look like it's alcohol, even if it's a virgin one, still makes it look like it's alcohol. So that's not something I would have. Levi would probably just have like a giant thing of tea in his hand or something like that.
What was his name? What? Get him.
Are you gonna drop some ice cream? Oh, that'd be a relatively easy one to do. I would have to get that done in one take or make prop ice cream though.
What? Get him. And
I
call
think
me.
a cold glass of ice cola would be fine. Yeah. I have fancy cola glasses. I don't need a fancy cola glass. I have those. I'm currently in the process of thinking about like which ones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to get rid of. My spouse is not aware that I'm going to condense my Coca-Cola collection yet, though. That's gotta have to be a conversation I have today or tomorrow or sometime.
I found another one of those messages.
To give you guys an example, I have over 50 Coca-Cola glasses. We moved with them.
Another one of those messages that I missed.
But it's also one of those things where they're currently still packed because I don't have a display shelf like I did at the other house that had a giant mirror behind it. And I don't feel like making another one. And I've been looking at them and I was like, I collect things to use. And realistically, while we were at the other house, I barely used those glasses. I do not need to use them. I do not need this many. I need to pick and choose what ones I feel that I would still use, even if periodically, and get rid of the rest. I really do.
This one's from Gardula the Hut.
But I've had them for so many years, and that's one of the things I collect that my spouse is going to go, because some of them my spouse gave me, and I don't know which ones anymore.
He said he couldn't hold Shmi and her kid.
He blurs. Oh.
He said he couldn't hold Shmi and her kid.
He blurs everywhere.
Who's blurring?
No. It was a
Oh.
and like you take off your glasses.
For your guy, Shmi and her
Christ, he
kid.
blurs. It's a stupid little
For
joke.
your
I
guy
love it.
any longer because somebody.
I haven't had alcohol since January. I haven't had alcohol
Else
in
offering
years.
for them.
And that's a choice. For everyone wondering, that's just a choice. I do not condemn anyone or say somebody should quit drinking unless like I see that they have a legitimate problem. And then I'm like, you should probably at least cut back. I'm not saying you have to stop, but maybe cut back a little. I had that conversation with Cyrano, actually, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd seen it. Like he kind of realized it mostly himself, and I was like, I didn't know where a relationship was, but I wanted to bring that up too.
No,
And
sure,
like I needed to cut back on soda, and he needed to cut back on that thing. So like we were trying to help each other a little bit, and he would be reminded that like Levi's watching me and knows that I do that. And I was like, I don't. It's like in his takes after his work, he was drinking, like having a drink like every single day, multiple times a day sometimes. And so like he's cut back, which is cool.
Not done yelling at Wadu about that.
And I used to be like that, and then like I was having periodic drinks with my spouse when they got off of work, and then I realized I started craving it, and I was like, nope, I don't like that. The fact that I craved it was a problem, and I never want to crave it, so I'm not going to drink anymore ever again. I told my spouse that too. Like, this is what happened.
Guy's name.
I went from being like, okay, I can have a wine cooler when you get off of work. We can enjoy this nice little thing together. It's something that we can do together at home. It doesn't cost us a lot of money because we can get like a pack of wine coolers for like $10, right? And they'll last us all week. But and it was like it started out as a once a week thing, then it started out as like an every other day thing, and then I got to a point to where like I was like, hey, do you want a wine cooler? I kind of feel like a wine cooler. And I went to go grab it, and I realized immediately as I was going to grab it, I was like, I crave this. Like, this is something that like my body is craving. So I went, grabbed one for them, and I said straight out, I was like, I'm not having one. I can't have one. I craved it. I don't like feeling like that. I'm never going to touch alcohol again. And they not only did they respect my decision, we took all the alcohol in the house and for temporarily put it down next to them, and then eventually it got, emptied out and poured out, and or my spouse drank it over time, and then we haven't bought alcohol.
Wade Kenobi.
Now I still don't have a problem cooking with it, But like, because I don't want a lot of it in the house, I would be buying like specific amounts, really, really small, and it's not really worth it. So we just kind of don't buy it either. We have looked for non-alcohol versions of things and how to make non-alcohol versions so that I can enjoy it. Or if we go out and we want to drink, it's my spouse drinking and I have like a cola or something.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Why fall for a trap I can avoid? Yep.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That is obviously Deadpool. When was the message left? When was the message left? 3.
I do use bourbon for the glaze in my bake hand, yeah. Phil support could steal Levi's glasses.
Days ago.
Like, our glasses look relatively enough like each other. It probably wouldn't be much of an issue. What's good about the Stitch skit as it stands currently, even part 2, because part 2 is going to have a moment where he calls Levi. I need to actually, because we need to change those lines slightly for that. Well, I'm going to grab that while he's doing that thing.
Napa, Anakin Skywalker was 3 years old when Watto brought him to Tatooine. 3.
That's like only 3 minutes in.
Yep. Not even.
Not even.
When Watto brought
People
him,
want to know why I don't want to do captions on top of everything else. I hate doing captions already. And like my mind always hated them because of like I'm just bad at grammar in general. And it's not that I can't do the captions. I have plenty of times.
has the fucking.
But Chris started doing the captions for all of this already. And it's like I can't do captions like Chris. So now it has to stay consistent.
Irony of the Star Wars universe.
I should be able to
And have
make
had
a
it.
transcript of this. Why can I not? Oh, there it is.
And have had him for 3 years. And you're just bothering.
And see, that's the thing is like, I feel like alcohol nowadays has gotten to the point to where it's not alcohol. It's like the next drink, and it's just a regular drink, and that's not true. It's still alcohol. Still very much a problem. It's still like you do you. Not saying that.
Me now.
But it is too easy to drink without thinking that you're drinking. That's the problem I have, and so I just won't touch it. Stitch with the Venom symbiote. Oh, that would be a really fun one. Oh, Stitch with the Venom symbiote.
Are you doing this on purpose?
And for the record, we couldn't do that one because Venom would take over Stitch very easily. Like, Stitch is chaos in itself, but like the symbiote has access to other minds and stuff like that. The symbiote would take over Stitch.
What happened?
The Goa'uld, on the other hand, they're like a single entity versus a bunch. There's just a bunch of memories. Stitch could totally fight that one. And in the regular cartoon series, he has fought in mind control before. So
are you doing this on purpose? Do you understand what happens if he is raised by Deadpool instead of figuring things out for himself on Tatooine? Unscripted plot on Tatooine.
all right, so I'm gonna take this.
Unscripted plot line, Snappa. That.
And then I'm gonna go here. All right. So I'm trying to like make sure to pay attention to you guys and do some writing while I'm at it. You think? Yeah, I think they would get along as long as like I don't know. That'd be an interesting one. With Skyrim at least a little. Yeah, a yerk is something different too. Like a yerk, the way that they would enter the body and control you is closer to like suggestion mind control versus taking over the host. That's different too.
I get that, John. I'm trying. Okay.
So we can still have Nappa's line during that.
What's that supposed to mean? It means that I have not ruled you out as the cause of this, and right now you're my primary suspect. You think I did this? Are you gonna drop?
Ah, damn it. I was so Nappa goes so the way it's gonna go after John says, okay, fuck it, I'm calling Levi. Nappa goes, good luck. John goes, I don't need luck. I have his other phone.
John, somebody else want.
Phone rings.
John. John, somebody else wants that.
I need to watch this real quick.
Because it wasn't me.
Please, attempt to be able to come back. Oh, when you hear Levi before we see it, hear it. Please, stitches
Me.
recap.
What? Me. Let me. Because it wasn't me. Okay. Who that? Man down in R&D. Okay, who then? Mandar down in R&D would. Okay, who? Wasn't me. Okay, who then? Mandar down. Okay, who then? Mandar down in R&D would.
We see, so so it goes. John goes, oh fucking, I'm calling Levi. For everyone wondering what I'm doing here. Nap goes, good luck, John. I don't need luck. I have his other phone line. Ring, ring. Please, just listen. Stitches in the Stargate universe does a small recap of what's happened so far. And then Levi says this, but he's not on the, but we don't see Levi quite yet. We go,
One of the managers in the
oh my God. You're right.
One of the managers.
We get to see John relieved.
One of the managers in accounting.
Horrible. It's so bad.
One of the managers in accounting.
I'll be right there.
Who? I don't know, Sean. What is it?
John has the line of, thank goodness.
Who? I don't know, Sean.
That might change slightly based on his character. How long do you think it's going to take you to be here? We even see Napa, who overhears this.
Levi.
Breathe a sigh of relief. Apparently, I can't spell relief right now.
There's absolutely
No, I
no
spelled it
way.
right. And I just corrected myself. Scene shift to Levi.
Oh my God, you're right. It's so horrible. I'll be right there. Thank goodness. How long do you think it's going to take you to be here?
No way.
About 5 weeks. What?
Absolutely no way. Why I need your help to get back. I'm sick and tired of getting the stick end of everything just because John never does it.
Give or take me possibly taking an extra week of vacation for you calling my emergency line that is supposed to be, and this is where we
No way.
supposed to be for
That's why I
only
need your
the
help.
gravest of emergencies.
I'm sick.
Levi belly laughs and belly laughs. Really like the good luck old chum mark. And then and from here,
The short end.
modify.
There's absolutely no way. Why I need your help to get back. Because I'm sick and tired of
Then we'll modify what I'm about to put here.
sick and tired. Why I need your help to get back. Is why I need your help to get back.
Paste, save. So from here it will be modified.
Sick and tired of getting this.
But it goes, hey, good luck. I don't need luck. I have his other phone. Phone rings. John, please just listen. Stitches in the Stargate universe gives a small recap. We see John react to Levi's current line of, oh my God, you're right. That is so horrible. It's so bad. I'll be right there. We don't actually see Levi. I'm still probably going to film me like relaxing or doing whatever. And this is specifically so if I feel like I need to have that be seen, I have that option. Then we get to see John go, thank goodness. How long do you think it's going to take you to be here? And we see Nappa, who overhears this conversation, breathe a sigh of relief.
Just because.
And now we get to see Levi. About 5 weeks. John goes, what? Give or take me possibly taking an extra week of vacation for you calling me on my emergency line that is supposed to be only for the gravest of emergencies. John, but stitches. Good luck, old chum. And it hangs up. This is where we edit the rest of this here. Since I already did the belly laugh and Stargate in there, we get rid of that.
Short end of the stick.
What?
Nothing. I'm in. So what's the plan?
Okay. So
Belly
here's
laugh. Good luck.
my bullhead issues.
John goes, God damn it. Calls again.
Short end of the stick.
Nappa.
What?
Nothing.
Then we have Levi's.
So what's the plan?
Okay. So here's my idea. You know how you and I both have issues with lactose, right?
Then we have Levi's line.
So that when we go in there,
The current line is you're one of 3 people who have this number, and it's only
Nothing. I'm in. So what's the plan?
Okay, so here's my idea.
gravest of emergencies.
Okay, so here's my idea. You know,
Cut. We have John line. I have a cat meowing at me. John. We have John goes, but, and then gets cut off.
you and I both have issues with lactose.
Levi.
Here's my idea. You know how you and I. Here's my idea. You know how. Here's my idea.
Is the office imploding on itself?
You know how you and I both have issues with.
Cut. John.
Lactose, right?
John. No, but Levi.
So we rig up John's office so that
Levi.
go in there.
Is Nappa reproducing like tribbles? God, that would be a nightmare.
I hope not.
God, that would be a
John's
nightmare.
office.
Or something something else equally catastrophic. John,
What?
I love that. I love how you said, like, I hope not. John looks at Nappa and HOR. I hope not. Instead of saying no, but you get sidetracked. God, I hope not.
So then when John walks through the door back
We
into
get to
his
see
office,
Nappa again. Nappa,
John walks through the door back
just UNFU confused.
into his office.
Look with hands up. Like what?
Back into his office. He triggers the photo sensor, which closes the door.
Then
behind him.
Levi goes, John, is the multiverse actively collapsing? And then John gets to finally do the line that was originally written, which is, I just want to make sure you remember that I handle situations like this very differently. The rest of it's the same. So,
Steven, get out of my head. I was literally going to say that.
well, okay. if you look at Discord on the Stitch area,
And thank you for the 5 pounds.
another 5 pounds. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I haven't like John is gonna be writing the call with SoCar, right? John at the end of the call with SoCar and Stitch causing chaos and whatnot goes, "Oh fuck it, I'm calling Levi." Napa goes, "Good luck." John, I don't need luck. I have his other phone. Phone rings. We still see John. Please just listen. Stitch is in the Stargate universe. We see John gives a small recap. And we see John react to this line. "Oh my God, you're right. That is so horrible. It's so bad. I'll be right there." Thank goodness. How long do you think it's going to take you to be here? We see Napa, who overhears this conversation, breathe a sigh of relief. That's just there. It's not like in order. Like that's going to happen right at the thank goodness. How long part? So both Napa and John breathe a sigh of relief, thinking that Levi is going to be over there. Now the scene shifts to Levi 100%. About 5 weeks. Goes back to John. What? Levi. Give or take me possibly taking an extra week of vacation for you calling me on my emergency line that is supposed to be for only the gravest of emergencies. John. But Stitches. Good luck, old chum. My hangs up. John. God damn it. Napa. What happened? John. Levi. And of course, John calls immediately. So that's why we don't see the telephone ring. Levi answers again. You're one of only 3 people who have this number. And like I said, gravest of emergencies, John. But is the office imploding in on itself? No, but is Napa reproducing like tribbles? God, that'd be a nightmare. Or something else equally catastrophic. John, who now has that thought in their head, turns to look at Napa. God, I hope not. We might change that to something else besides God, I hope not. It's still, I hope not. Napa, with his hand up, picking his nose, whatever we want him to do. What? John, is the multiverse actively collapsing? John, who's done with this conversation now. I just want to make sure you remember that I handle situations like this way differently than you do. This is going to get very, very destructive. And I have 5 more weeks of vacation.
Hilarious.
I have the rest in there from the previous skit because I was going to play Nerf with the kiddos. The kiddos don't really want to play Nerf, so I might change that. But John goes, destruction it is. After I say my line of, I have 5 more weeks of vacation. I love this because it also means we get to keep what was written. We have to refilm this. Like, we need Napa to redo his parts for his thing. Because they're slightly different, and we need Chris to redo his parts. Because it's a whole different phone call and a whole different day.
Which wait for what I'm editing right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
For the Stitch part, like you'd done a bunch of recording, and like before the 1 week thing, there's a section which isn't a whole lot that has to be redone because we're changing how the script goes. But for everyone wondering, the 1 week later scenario thing, that doesn't need to be changed. That's perfectly fine. All that recording works, and I'm going to be able to use it. It's just some things in between might have to change, and hopefully those other recordings won't have to be massively changed.
Can you just not talk for like 30 seconds?
No.
I'm trying to hear your line here, so I can make sure I get the thing right. I've been trying to hear it over and over again, and all I can hear is you. And I'm like, I can't mute this without muting this. What is the line you say? Yes, good. Let the prank flow through you.
Yes, good. Let the prank flow through you.
Okay, just making sure that I'm hearing that correctly.
Leave, that's what I'm saying. I'll double check. That means you're right here.
He triggers the photo sensor, which closes the door behind him. It seals him like a red needle.
And then I do the
Yep.
See, you can mute them individually on YouTube. I mean, he could. He could mute me by going through the volume control and mute just, or in his browser, just click the mute thing in the browser, and that would mute just the browser portion. But he's busy. He didn't think of that, more likely.
You even paying attention to me right now?
Multiverse can't be broken into pieces if I melt it into one big puddle. And see, that's the thing, is like after this is the next part of the Stitch in the Stargate universe. Because like this video, we have John taking a call from SOCAR. We find out that Stitch does his stuff there, right? The next video with Stitch is not necessarily with Levi so much as it is with John and Nappa being destructive and figuring out where to go from there, and it not working and the situation getting worse. But we don't know what all John did to try to resolve the situation. And so John and Nappa trick Levi to come back. And then we have a portion after they trick me to come back. And so we're going to, you're going to have that 1 week later. And before the Borg cube destroyed stuff that I've already have mostly edited with some filler for me, because I still need to record my parts in a specific way. We're going to have more than likely a part there where we see whatever John and Nappa are doing with Stitch and the situation escalating to the point where it's like, okay, we have to get Levi back here no matter what. I have an idea. You're not going to like it. And then we get the transition to the part that's already written up to the portion where it's like, you're going to fix it on, which is, and we get to have some side tangents in this, which is perfect because they still fit. Just finish your rant. Now who sounds snippy? So right here, you'll put the Choco Taco back immediately if I agree to fix it. Yes. And then like we get the next part of the situation. We get the next part of Stitch, right? So we get to have, it's not filler, but it is, it's lore. It's necessary that this is what's happening on this side of the call, not what's happening with Stitch. And to me, this is important because this is the type of stuff you would see in sitcoms where, like the Spy, like Archer series, and stuff like that, where you Inside Out, where you see what's happening in the office. You don't necessarily see this other chaos happening. You see what's happening in the office. You see what's happening to the characters that we're following. You don't see this other stuff until it's brought in, and maybe it's brought in as like, oh, this is what was happening at the time of this, right? And if we animate this, that's when you guys will get to see that stuff. But otherwise, you guys just get to see our half. Exactly. You get to see the office portion of it. Because it's not filler, it's just the office portion of it. And so you get to see how John and Nappa trick Levi. And it's super important to actually have that in the script because of what's currently going on with the Star Wars and Deadpool stuff. Doesn't make sense unless I film that into the Stitch series. Because then we learn the reason why was because of that. And I'm hoping we'll get that filmed and taken care of and done before we film and take care and do the reveal why with the Deadpool stuff. Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Or it would make sense as a afterwards scenario. That is the bad thing about how we film, where things aren't like lined up dramatically. And it's just kind of like happening when it happens, and you guys get to see it kind of out of order. But in social media, that's kind of how it works too. You don't always see series of anything in an order. Sometimes you'll discover a new show and it's season 6, the last episode, and you're like, that was the last episode? I just watched a bunch of spoilers and didn't know, and now I want to watch this show. Okay, I'm gonna go watch this show. That's how it was for Tacoma Fire Department or whatever it is. I watched, like, I saw a clip on, me and my kiddo saw a clip on TikTok. We're like, I want to see that. We went, and it was like season 3 or whatever, which is almost the last season. And so we watched the whole thing all the way through. And then we got disappointed to find out that it had been canceled for like a year. Now because of that, we have a habit of checking if things had been canceled yet or not. The Deadpool Clone Army, the horror. Yeah, I'm really glad I did a retake of that line because, like, the before and after of that is massively different. Because beforehand, it's like you don't feel like I mean it. Like I'm acting as if it's smug, and you can tell it's like, oh, he doesn't really mean that. Versus like, oh my god, the horror. You like, it makes it look like Levi's actually thinking over his actions, and then like, nah, I don't give a fuck. Which is, in my opinion, funnier because you have this massively different reaction. And people who think Levi is hero support are going to see this game. I'm really hoping, because both the Stitch and the Deadpool are doing really well. And a lot of people still think I'm hero support, and they're latching on to the series of like, oh, it's Levi's villain era. And we're going to have that reveal, and people are going to be like, oh my God. It's a really nice way to get like a lot of people who have that misconception to be like, holy crap, what have I missed? I didn't realize he wasn't hero support. And I think it's a really cool, nice little ongoing joke we get to do periodically. There's going to be a time, and I realize this, when we find somebody that can fit in hero support and that we work well with and mesh well with, and we'll work in that area, and we get to make those jokes with hero support and everything that we want to make, that will kind of fade into the distance. But at least for now, we get to have that fun. We get to play with it. And even periodically, we can probably have those jokes periodically happen where it's like, oh, no, Levi's not hero support. I had to explain to your mom that you're not hero support. Yeah. It's a fun joke that is a reoccurring joke that we're able to do right now. And until that joke is either A, not funny, or B, just doesn't fit anymore, which I feel like it's going to be the B, because we don't over tell the joke. We really don't. We periodically have it in there. And we do it in reveals versus like just saying it outright. Sometimes I'll do a quick little video of me laughing. I was like, I never said I was hero support. Get you little badges made up. I have the shirt. This is the worst part. I have the badge. I have the shirt. I've worn them in skits. I've never worn the hero support shirt in a skit. Not once. I own one. I think. I might not even own one, actually. But I haven't worn it. Is that cat down here? I keep hearing Max. Is he yelling at me to be down here, or is he actively down here?
Pretend I zapped you and go the fuck away.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
Is everything okay over there?
Yeah, give me a second. I kept hearing him, and I was like, he's not down here. He shouldn't be down here. I guess he got down here when Tobias got down here, but he got locked out of the garage. He has a habit of like a dog will check on you if you're in the room and they haven't seen you. He does that, and like he'll wake me up in the middle of the night, regardless if Mama is home or not.
Yeah.
he'll come in and check on me because Raven will be asleep, Tobias will be asleep,
Yep.
and because of my sleep schedule, he'll come and wake my ass up. He'll yell at me, he'll jump on me, he'll find some way to make sure I'm alive and breathing.
I gotta dump this one out. It had no carbonation, and it's got a ding on the bottom, which means it's been punctured.
You want to do meow? Oh. You gonna meow? Can you guys hear him purr? Here, I'll fix it so you guys can hear everything. Yeah. Oh, you headbutting it. He's giving you guys a headbutt. I can't even show you guys. He's headbutting it.
Getting myself into sparkling water.
The warble.
I'm heading in there and eating my dishes too.
All right, I'm pulling you away. Okay, you done? I'm alive. You good? You want to go on the spot? All right, I'm gonna fix the mic so we're back to normal quality. I have two that are the last one. Stand on my face when I was sleeping to let me know that his food bowl was empty. Yeah. Yay, pet tax. Oh, dude, no. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Are you gonna go now that you know I'm good? Oh. How about I flip you over? Oh, goodness. Let go of that.
I was able to get a +1 comma, but I don't remember.
See if you'll do it again for Chris. There you go.
My cat.
All right, time to go. You've interrupted the stream well enough. I'm alive, and now I've got hair all over. Jewel, I'm so sorry to hear that. We've had several of our fur babies pass away these last couple of years. He said he just wanted to say hi to the peoples. Yeah.
What was his name? What? Get his name and call
I
me
really
back.
love the timing I did on that. Like, I struggled to get the timing on that one in editing, but because I was trying to have you still be on camera, and I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I wonder. And I cut the sound out. I was like, oh shit, that's almost perfect timing with me just being there. So just hearing you and seeing me react was perfect.
Get his name and call me back.
Yeah. Yeah, still worth it.
Also, an editing thing that I didn't realize that we did, at least on the YouTube version of part 3, I think it is.
Okay.
We don't have a title in the actual video itself.
Oh.
And it still did really well. There's no title. Yeah, none. No title to carry it. And it did 76,000 views. No title to carry it. No one knew what was going on. They just latched on to the Deadpool versus Star Wars Part 3 and you talking. That tells... Go ahead.
I latch onto me talking, so I totally understand.
I don't think you'd have the patience to be a Jedi or a Sith, to be honest. Goku as a Jedi, he has no patience for that. I'm a Jedi. You're not supposed to punch me. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh.
What?
Because he's a good guy. General, what's his name? The guy with 6 arms.
Grievous?
Grievous. General Grievous calling in. I was like, "There's this Jedi," and he's just punching everyone. and he moves really fucking fast.
Or John, have you heard of a Jedi named Kaio Ken? What? All he does is run around, yell his own name, and punch my droids.
That's okay. We've got to do that. That would be such a hilarious one-off.
I hope so.
Goku in.
I'm not sold on it, but my Vader idea is stupid too, and I'm gonna make it. So go for it and see what happens. It's a shot on goal, right?
I'd like to remind you the track record so far. So far,
oh, I know.
The one-offs have been turning into series every time we make them.
I know.
The only reason the Yogi Bear one isn't is because I refuse to make it a series, but it's actually doing continuously well. It's like continuously getting views. But I just have no idea where the fuck to go with that.
Call me back.
Yeah, still worth it.
For the record, for everyone here, the Yogi Bear is now at 50,000 views on YouTube. And it periodically gets more views, and like everywhere else it's like 10,000, 20,000. It's like it's just slowly. It is at the point that I would normally do a part 2. I'm not doing
What message was it?
I don't know where to go with it. And enough people have called out that it wouldn't have been a thing, that it's like where it's a one-off. So I'm putting the idea in John to do because it makes more sense that John would get a phone call from somebody than it would Levi. But whether or not it happens, I don't know. That would be one of those, it's under a minute long or something like that. It's not a very very long phone call. It's just tossing the idea into the wind.
One of the managers in accounting? Who? I don't know, John. What if it was Levi?
I love that part right there too. I don't know, John. And then like Levi, and then you just laugh. You did such a good take.
No way.
The whole take is so funny to have in there.
That is what I need your help to get back. I'm sick and tired of getting the stick end of everything just because John never does anything wrong.
The short end of the stick.
What? What?
Nothing. I'm in. So what's the plan?
Okay. So here's my
Getting subtitles lined up.
Both
There you
shoot the lactose. Right. So we ring up John's office so that when we go in there, and so then when John walks through the door back into his office, he triggers it.
What is the
When
situation?
John walks through the door back into his office,
What is the situation, Captain?
What do you guys think?
Sealed. Yeah. Sealed in
Just as Count Dooku predicted. Something. Just as Count Dooku predicted.
I mean, if it's close enough.
So, Chris, all you have to do to get General Grievous is talk a little bit low and slow down your pace. And talking to a cup. Chris.
My butt.
Chris,
What?
for General Grievous.
I'm trying to get the subtitles finished.
And
All
I'll
right.
press my
He called me Count Dookie.
my butt against the one-way that we install on the wall while he's gone and let loose. It's gonna be hilarious.
We thought about
Something dogs.
that so doesn't sound like me. Oh my goodness, I love that.
Dude, Levi, are you even paying attention to me right now?
Huh? What?
Levi, are you even paying attention to me right now?
Huh? What? Yeah, no, yeah.
You and I need to precisely time when we start chugging the milk. That way.
I thought I got these fixed earlier and I didn't. I'm pissed about that.
My calculations are correct, which they are. I just always wanted to say that.
Just saying, I'm glad you're doing it, not me.
The prank will come due
I love the descent and seeing Nappa's face. Oh, that realization as you hear Levi. And the reason, by the way, we're because I'm sure Chris is going to share it, but the reason why we don't see Levi at the end there is because of how I recorded it. It was a separate laugh, and so it doesn't make sense to see me like that. But I love how clear and jokerish the laugh came out at the end there. I think Iroh would make a great Jedi Master. I totally do. As much as I want to do the Avatar / because Uncle Iroh and Aku are played by the same voice actor, it was a great idea. The biggest problem is that like without a voice to play that, and I don't have somebody that I can get to play that voice unless I reach out to the person who had the idea. And they're busy doing their own filming and their own stuff.
and go the fuck away.
Without having a voice actor for it, it doesn't really fit. And then like Chris hasn't watched the Samurai Jack series, so that would be one of those things where it's all on me to create it, or mostly on me to create it. And it's like, it's not that I don't trust that I can't create it. It's much easier to create something when I'm talking to villains. If Chris knows the villain, Chris knows the story and stuff like that, especially if I'm doing something like making Uncle Iroh as if he was Aku, right? Make much more sense that way. When we're swapping and merging worlds like that, it's much easier to have somebody else in there.
That's the most dancing you're going to get out of me, Stephen Lockey. I just move my arms a little bit. He asks me to dance every time you leave the stream.
Oh.
Because you dance for them, and I'm the boring one.
All right. Are we good? Do we want to show it?
Yep, I'm saving it right now just so I've got a copy of it. And then I'm going to upload it. And then, yes, then we'll...
And you got the title and everything in there, right?
I do not.
Wait, do me
you're the one who's good at the fancy fonts and shit.
Well, you did the reason why I'm having you do the titles because you've done the title for all the other ones apparently. I went to go check them and like you did them and like you did it as like a red white font, I believe.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll just do that real quick. So we got to do. Let me shrink this up real quick, and we'll just text.
Yeah. So.
Deadpool in the Star Wars. Can I please?
I'll get you to do the time warp yet. Ow. I think Chi-Chi told Goku. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that one on stream right now. It is weird that they made that canon. I wish they didn't make that canon.
They made what canon?
Goku and Chi-Chi thing.
What Goku and Chi-Chi thing?
The not kissing her, not knowing what he has kids. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
And they made it fucking canon, and I'm like, oh, who had the bright idea to make that canon? Somebody looked at how popular it was as a theory and went like, yeah, I like that theory. Let's go ahead and make that a thing. And it's like, no, why would that be a thing? He has kids.
An embodiment of a dried up ball sack? Or a dried up ball sack?
All right. Now it's got a title. Let me re-export it real quick.
And for everyone here, it's a 6-minute video. Be prepared for that. And I might talk over it periodically for reasons. But also,
don't talk over it. Just let them enjoy it.
Yeah. We will cut it into smaller bite-sized pieces, but we wanted to export it first. So.
That's me biting it into bite-sized pieces.
Oh.
Colleen, yeah, that's the whole gag is that Goku literally doesn't understand how children are born. He just only cares about fighting. And he thought that he and Chi-Chi were training.
It's just
and that it was just particularly enjoyable training.
And here's my thing about that. Because they made that canon,
yeah,
he could cheat on Chi-Chi with anyone. Because it's just a different type of training.
You can argue that, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like Goku, based on his previous like kid self, would have understood things as an adult because at a certain point he was told like, hey, this is bad, this is why, and everything. You got your hand up for something?
I was waving at Aline.
Oh.
She just got home.
They make Goku so incredibly stupid that it makes no sense that he's a battle genius. I hate to be that guy, but like, you cannot have Goku not understand the ABCs, the birds and bees, and be a battle genius at the same time. In no way is that a thing.
Right. Okay, that is now uploaded to the space. I will now reopen this and expand the picture window
after the live about how we want to cut it and stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to trust you with that.
That's fine.
But okay, here we go. Everyone ready?
Yep.
Wade, do me a little favor and clarify for me for a minute. Who exactly is you're talking about when you reference the walking, talking of a dried up ball sack? Are you talking about Emperor Palpatine? Or did you just see your reflection in the mirror again? Thank you. I did like that. It was really good. But you also can't deny that he's giving you a run for your money in the Miss Galaxy Far, Far Away contest. So Well, I also want to put it past him to use some of that donated DNA that you started to spread around to make possible clone troop. Oh no. Oh, what have I done? What have I? Oh yeah, you're totally right. I'm just messing with you. It can be retcon. I don't give a care. So no. No. I do not need you taking over any main role of any kind. Let the whole universe burn to the ground to smithereens and be reborn like a phoenix. But taking it over means actual paperwork for me. That means a paper trail. And I don't need that. Wait. Deadpool? That motherfucker just hung up on me!
Watto, who the hell are these guys you came back with? You're supposed to come back from Gardula the Hutts with a lady named Shmi Skywalker and her kid Anakin. It's like I explained to you. What guy in red? What was his name? Watto, get his name and call me back.
Yeah, still worth it.
Hey, John, I found another one of those messages that I missed. Of course you did. What message was this one? This one's from Gardula the Hutt. He said he couldn't hold Shmi and her kid for your guy any longer because somebody else offered him more for them. Whatever that means. Napa, I just got done yelling at Watto about that. What guy? Who is this guy? He said the guy's name was Obi Wade Kenobi. Okay. I know that not even you are this negligent, Napa. Obi Wade Kenobi? That is obviously Deadpool. When was the message left? 3 days ago. Napa? Anakin Skywalker was 3 years old when Watto brought him to Tatooine. 3! And you were telling me that Deadpool has the fucking anchor being of the entirety of the Star Wars universe. And has had him for 3 days. And you're just bothering to tell me now. John, I told you, I just found the Post-it. Are you doing this on purpose? Do you understand what happens if he is raised by Deadpool instead of figuring things out for himself on Tatooine? Unscripted plot lines, Napa. That's what happens. Unscripted plot lines that only follow Deadpool's whims. I get that, John. I'm trying, okay? I don't think you are. This is bad even by your standards. What's that supposed to mean? It means that I have not ruled you out as the cause of this, and right now, you're my primary suspect. You think I did this? Are you going to try to tell me that someone else did? John, somebody else must have, because it wasn't me. Okay, who then? Mandark down in R&D with one of the managers in accounting? Who? I don't know, John. What if it was Levi? Levi? There's absolutely no way. And that is why I need your help to get back at him, because I'm sick and tired of getting the stick end of everything just because John never does anything wrong.
The short end of the stick.
What?
Nothing. I'm in. So what's the plan?
Okay, so here's my idea. You know how you and I both have issues with lactose, right? So we rig up John's office so that when we go in there, and so then when John walks through the door back into his office, he triggers the photo sensor, which closes the door behind him, and that seals him in his office. Meanwhile, I will have just finished chugging my 5th gallon of milk, and I will press my butt against the one-way valve that we install in the wall while he's gone and let loose. It's going to be hilarious.
Something dark side.
Dude, Levi, are you even paying attention to me right now?
Huh? What? Yeah, no, man, yeah.
You and I need to precisely time when we start chugging the milk. That way, if my calculations are correct, which they are, I just always wanted to say that.
Patience, my apprentice. The prank will come in due time.
Am I the bad guy again?
Something dark side. Look, I'm evil, okay? Join me or die. Those are the options. Look, I'm tired. I haven't had my mocha coffee latte with an extra shot of espresso yet. So either go get me one of those, or I'm going to end you now. You know what? Screw it. Zap! Zap! Zap. Okay, normally I don't have performance issues, but it is early in the morning. Pretend I zapped you and go the fuck away.
I really hope that we can have Openock just animate that last 30 seconds of the zap thing. That would be fucking hilarious to have that last bit. Palpatine going doing that. I love the whole skit. That works out so well. And it allows us to have Nappa join the prank wars, Chris to get John to get pranked, and us to escalate things up even further in the game. It gets worse, you know. And when there is that dramatic reveal of it's Levi behind everything, hopefully we'll have had the Stitch part that needs to be out first, have that out, and then it gets revealed that Levi's behind this prank because it's revenge. And then John gets to have that reaction of like, that's fair, but what you and Nappa did to me, Darth Prankus. I really love this, like that particular version of my voice too, like how deep it was and everything was because my voice was screwed up. But like, I can still go something dark side, and I can get it pretty down in there. But that one was pretending like really gravelly because my voice at the time. I got some gunk down there. It's official. Levi's now Darth Prankus. Ah, God, I love that so much. That's such a good take.
Yeah.
It's been close to 3 hours for me, and that means it's been at least over an hour and a half for Chris.
Yep.
I love everyone, but I'm going to call it here on the stream. I want to talk to Chris afterwards.
We got a bit to chat about, and then I got some stuff I got to do here.
All right. So, again, thank you all for joining me. I wish you peace of mind, serenity, abiding spirit, and harmony, among others. Remember, take it one breath, one step, one day at a time, until the winds blow your sails my way again. Have an Acme Day. And remember,
Have an Acme Day is a product of Villain. Having an Acme Day will retroactively build to your account and have an Acme Day.
And have an Acme Day simply means to have the best day you possibly can have. Bye, everyone.